This video will provide an overview of common trailer and heater troubleshooting steps you can take to keep your equipment in top running condition. You may need a 1/4-inch Allen wrench, an adjustable wrench, jumper cables, a Phillips screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, pliers, a 5/16" nut driver, and a multimeter. Before you begin, find the user guide that came with your thermal remediation EBB package. Be sure to read it completely, including all the cautions and warnings. An electronic copy of the user guide is available upon request. If you need to familiarize yourself with the parts of the thermal remediation EBB 60 kilowatt trailer, please click the link in the upper right-hand corner of this video to watch our parts identification video. Do not wear jewelry while working with electricity. Safety glasses should be worn when working on thermal remediation equipment. Be sure to disconnect the battery before working in the engine compartment. There are several steps you can take if your engine will not start. You may see a low fuel level warning on the control panel screen. If you know the unit has fuel, you may have a bad fuel level sender or a bad ground connection on the fuel level sender. First, check the ground connection. If that does not resolve the problem, you will need to replace the fuel level sender. You may see a low oil pressure warning on the control panel screen. A low oil pressure warning can occur if the oil pressure sender is damaged. First, check your battery connections. If tightening the battery connections does not resolve the problem, test to see if the oil pressure sender is working properly by checking the ohms. At 0 psi, it should read 240 ohms. If the reading is not 240 ohms, you will need to replace the oil pressure sender. If your control panel reads "failed to start," a common cause is the presence of air in the fuel lines. To resolve this condition, you will need to bleed the lines by using the manual fuel pump located next to the fuel filter. Pump 10 times, then open the bleeder screw located above the fuel filter. Repeat this procedure 3 times. Make sure you have rags available to clean up any fuel that leaks from the bleeder screw. Now, try to restart the engine. If this does not resolve the issue, please call the thermal remediation team at 1-800-836-7432. A generator lockout condition is usually caused by moisture behind the control panel. To remedy this situation, remove the panel. It's useful to have another person assist you with this process or to hold the panel in place using strong tape, such as the red stucco tape provided with the trailer. Once the panel has been removed, place it on the dashboard of your truck with the blower set on the defrost setting and the heat set on low for 10 minutes. Then reinstall. If this is a recurring problem, you may want to reseal the control box to eliminate moisture intrusion. You may see a generator frequency warning on the control panel screen. This condition typically is the result of a fuel or air issue. To remedy the problem, replace both the primary and secondary air filters and the fuel filter. You may see a generator under voltage warning on the control panel screen. To determine that your generator is operating at the proper voltage, check the controller for the voltage reading. The reading should be between 460 and 480 volts. If you are not getting that reading, you likely have a bad voltage regulator or the voltage regulator needs adjusting. After adjusting the regulator, recheck your readings. If not resolved, you need to replace the voltage regulator. If your heater is not operating properly, there are several tests you can perform. The following tests should be performed with a digital multimeter with the heater unplugged. The first 3 tests are to be performed on the terminal test strip. To perform the transformer fuse continuity test, place an ohm meter on the lowest scale and measure between terminal 1 and the first terminal 2. The reading should be below 1 ohm of resistance. If the meter reads open, the fuse is blown inside the transformer and you will need to replace the transformer. Next, test the blower contactor. Place the ohm meter on the lowest scale and read between the first terminal 2 and 3. The reading should be between 4 and 8 ohms of resistance. If your reading is not within that range, you will need to replace the 460B contactor. Next, test the heat contactor. Place the ohm meter on the lowest scale and read between the first terminal 2 and 7. The reading should be between 4 and 8 ohms of resistance. If your reading is not within that range, you will need to replace the 460B contactor. The 460B heating elements can be tested directly on the terminal lugs of the heating elements, which are located below the wiring. The resistance between each end of the elements should be between 28 and 32 ohms. If your reading is not within that range, you will need to replace the 460B heating element. This video has covered some of the basic troubleshooting steps you can take to keep your equipment in peak operating condition. If you have questions about care, maintenance, or repair, or if you need to order parts, call us at 1-800-836-7432 or go to the Contact Us section of our website at thermalremediation.com. Thermal Remediation, the most trusted brand in bed bug heat treatments.